Okay, can you guys hear me? Okay, no idea what happened there. OBS said that it had disconnected and then it reconnected. Okay, cool. This is under boot image packages that I do this. I forget what I was saying when I cut out. I also don't know when I cut out, so if you want me to say whatever it was again, you'll have to remind me what it was. Oh, yeah, okay. So, Alula, it's nn:/fs: content attributes. I think it's stored in the CNMT in a byte that used to be unused. Like they took one of the bytes in the packaged content meta, and that is now a content attributes byte that describes the platform. I mean, I imagine hybrid games will have a CNMT that has data for both Switch 2 and Switch, although they might also just have two CNMTs. Kind of unclear. Okay. Okay, excellent. Okay, it is now. LightOS says, I want people to watch the stream for more than 3 minutes, unfortunately. You came at the worst possible time, LightOS, because I am about to walk away for 15 minutes. Because I just finished diffing the kernel, and I put my diff on the wiki. And now it's going to be time to actually look at doing code changes. You came at the literal worst possible time. Just finished. Stepping away for 15 minutes to use the bathroom, get more water, resume actual atmosphere programming work at 9:45 PDT. Yeah, now now is gonna be the part where I actually write code and we see how things go. Okay. I will be back in 15 minutes. I'm just gonna kind of leave this up here. I guess I can. Is that gonna fuck up on my other windows? Oh, gross. Okay, that looks right. This is such a stupid way to do this, but whatever. Do I have a capture card for running tests? No, I do not. But I don't expect testing will be very involved anyway. I very rarely need to like do repeated testing stuff, and I have UART output, and I can forward that to the VM if we need me to eventually. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna use the bathroom. I'm gonna go drink some water, get more stuff to drink up here. I'll be back in 15 minutes, and we will probably do like 2 hours of programming before I call it for the night. Okay, be back. Okay, that took much less time than I thought it would, but I have gotten water, I have made coffee, I am feeling basically refreshed and ready to be doing things for another, couple hours. Super fascinating kernel changes. I really wonder how much of this is Switch 2 stuff and how much of this is other stuff. But I suppose it doesn't really matter. The important thing is that, so let me save this. Okay. The important thing is that I have determined what is different. Okay. Okay, atmosphere's up to date. So I think the first thing that I'm going to do, in terms of updating atmosphere, so I'm going to want to update the key data. And I kind of forget what I do for that, but I always forget what I do for that. So the way that I do this is I just go to atmosphere. I look at exosphere. Oh, actually, there it is. Okay. So I need to change Secmon boot key data. I need to change the key generation count. I need to do Fusage package 2. I need to set up Horizon. I need to identify the new FS versions. I need to... Oh, do I really do no GC patches in this? Wow, fascinating. I thought I did that separately. I must not. Okay, well, I'll go ahead and do this. But this is kind of what I'd like to do as the first change that I do when I'm doing a new atmosphere version. So check out a branch. Count 20 supports. Okay, you probably did hear that sneeze, surely. Let's see. Do I have the script for this in here? Looks like I don't. Maybe it's in my sysupdates folder. So the good thing about this is that I have this actually automated in particular. So let me copy the script in for that. Copying this in from the host. PY, and I think, assuming that I am remembering this right, yeah, okay. This takes in 819 ROM for the old update. Then it takes in 819 ROM for the new update. And then the new update is called 20.0.0. And there we go. This is very conveniently an updated Secmon boot key data.s. Program source boot Secmon boot key data.s. Yeah, you know, you automate some things, you don't automate others. What are you gonna do? Okay. And then this will make you laugh. What the hopper is, see all these keys? They are duplicated in Fuse key derivation.cpp, and I don't have that one updated. So I'm going to manually copy them from the secure monitor file to the Fuse file. Isn't there a better way to do this? Probably. I mean, I'm sure there is. Okay. Dev source goes there. Production source goes here. Master check source. Which one is this? Do I need to extract that somehow? Hmm. Six, 5, 3, 1. 7, I forget what that I forget where that key comes from actually. Is that just in it's just in the secure monitor somewhere? Hello, Mirlo, BR. Oh, I forget that one actually. I bet that's just in the secure monitor. Let me check. Let's see here. Okay. Some updates. Nine. And do I support this for NX? Yeah, okay. I just tossed this in here. Okay, do I not have a loader for this? Stupid. Stupid. Interesting that tries to load as a kernel. Let me see. I bet that if I go here and search D76374, 6374, yep, that's just in there. 3. I bet that if I search that the same, it'll be different. Okay, I think it should be this. 2DC1, 2DC1. Yeah, okay. I have some really low-tech solutions for this, and that is how I convert bytes from a hex editor into this. Yeah, no. When a CPU core starts up, it logs Ohio to UART, and when it goes to sleep, it logs Oyasumi to UART. Is there a better way of doing that? Yes, I'm sure that there's a better way of doing that, right? Like, come on, guys. Of course, there's a better way of doing that. But you know, the question is not, is there a better way of doing that? Is there a better way of doing it that, you know, would not take me a lot of time? And that one I think is probably no. project source. And this is the dev one, so it's underneath AE. That goes there. This is the prod one underneath 9B. Yeah, I have a lot of very strange habits, but works for me. Works on my device. Resources. Okay, and so first we want the prod one. Starts with 9.7 underneath the one that starts with 4A. Then we want the dev one. Starts with 9.4 underneath the one that starts with 90. Okay. Have you ever been banned from, I have to leave now, whoever invented times was an astronomer, yeah, the fuck astronomers. Have you ever been banned from online servers? Some of my consoles have been banned, but they've only been banned because I was using their certificates to send bogus requests to the CDN when I was doing CDN research. They've never banned me for anything that wasn't, like, an obvious reason to ban me. They're generally good about that. Okay. Back to atmosphere. Program, source, boot, Secmon, package 2. Wow, did I have this file open years ago? I love that when I open that, this Notepad++ window is using my stream state from 2021. Ooh, that is funny. Okay, and we updated this key data. We'll do the same thing in Fuse's package 2 logic. Program source. Fuse package 2. Instruction count is 20. Has this VM literally not been touched in 4 years? Correct. This VM has sat unopened for 4 years. Classic. Okay, let's get back. I think I need another Explorer window to get back to the like package 1 files for 20.0.0. Let's see, documents, updates, go here. Oh, go to 819, next, package 1, 2025-0206. Interesting. That is quite a while ago that they built this. That's quite a while ago they built this. Okay, sure. Whatever, Nintendo. Feel free to take, 2 months to actually push out your updates. Good morning, Behemoth. It's 9:50 p.m. for me, so I wouldn't, say good morning, but good morning. Oh, this is 25-206. And is that the same for Mariko? Let me check. Yeah, 2025-206. Okay, perfect. And then what else do I do here? In Fuse Stratosphere, I have FS version 1900, so I'm going to have to do that for 20. It's 6:52. That's early, man. I respect you for waking up at like 6:50 a.m. and deciding to watch me live stream atmosphere work. I mean, power to you. Okay, so now we need to get the FS kips done. So how do we want to do this? Let's see. Oh, anyone? Okay, let me actually just make another folder. Documents, updates. Let's call this S20. And then I'm gonna also need 81B. Yeah, no. Have fun. Hope you watch the VOD. NX. Okay, so there's XFAT. Whoops. Went too far. S20 XFAT. What if they updated the Lotus firmware? I wonder too. I doubt it. I mean, maybe. Someone should check, actually. I mean, I guess I can check when I actually open it in a minute here. Sorry for any slurping noises as I drink my water and or coffee. Did you really never figure out how to dump the keys yourself, Behemoth? It's super easy. SHCHMU has a script to do it. I would just ask them. I think their name is probably Shmoo, but I always had in my head SHCHMU, so that's what they're getting called here. Pokemaniac Ethan. I don't. I just imagine it wasn't a high priority feature, and then, they decided that they could do it, and then just decided to do it much later on. Okay. That is package 2 extracted. XFAT. Okay. Now then, let's just double check that I did this right. Some shot 56 should be D9 4C. Yep. This is ED 488. Okay. Again, there is surely a better way of doing this, but if there is, I don't know it. Okay, so that handles the FS identification, but then I need to add patches. So let's figure out how to do that. Because this is going to be separate from the MEMC work, isn't it? Probably. I'm so curious. How many words per minute do you usually type? I have pretty good WPM. I mean, sec. Yeah, sure. You can take my cookies. I usually score somewhere between like 120 and 140 with varying degrees of accuracy, depending on how tired I am. So, yeah. I mean, this was not a great test for me. I made a couple errors and had to delete, but yeah, I type pretty fast. Okay, so let's comment these out. And we'll uncomment them as we do them. Let's make sure I can close my kernel stuff. This is saved. No, I don't need those. Let's close the 19 kernel. Then let's load in a new version of FS and an old version of FS. Okay. And we know that the patch for this is at 195C75, and I think I need to add an extra 100 to account for the header. It's either 100 plus or minus. I forget which one it is. I always forget. 95C. I think it's D75 is where I actually go. Yep, that makes sense. Right, because I'm going to be clearing this bit in this 70XB, 700B 200. Actually see this instruction. Let's find these instructions on 20.0. Okay, so 1A7E24. 1A7E24. But it's actually E25 because it's patching byte 1 of this. Couldn't use 6 again. Maybe it's stupid to ask that, but I'm curious. I mean, yeah, I could, but I've never done that for Atmosphere, so why start now, right? You know, this is just call it autism. I don't like signature scanning. It's fine. There's nothing actually wrong with it. I just don't do it. E. Oh, actually, I think I did do that wrong. I think that D was for the second one. For this one, I probably need to go to B for the first one. Yep. Okay. So let's see. Is that also moved W20? Okay, so it's a different one. XView. I'm sure as you're seeing, you know, how the sausage gets made here, you're going, wow, this is really inefficient in so many ways. And it's funny because that's true. I am very inefficient in a lot of little ways, but, you know, it works for me. Okay, D24, C24. Oh yeah, that would be slow on the BPMP, but I thought that he was saying that I could sig scan on PC and then copy the results in here. Or like that I could make a script to scan for signatures that would just generate these for me. Let's go to F24. Yeah, okay. So this should be 0x100 less than this because we're skipping the header. And so now we need to find patch 1. And so that will be 270 here. So 270. That's not right. Am I subtracting? Okay, yeah, I am subtracting. God, why do I keep doing this wrong? Let me make sure that I'm doing these right, because I think that I might be adding or subtracting incorrectly. So there's C75, E75, and 170. So the actual code is... Okay, I add 0x100 from whatever's here. Because F070 brings me here. So I subtract 100 from this, value. Yeah, so this is 0x100 larger than the actual IDA value. God, I hate doing this. Okay, and so this is F24 and F24 and D24, then this should be E25 and 8025. Okay, hopefully I actually remember to do this correctly for the next ones. Because I subtract 0x100 from this value to get it, which means I add 0x100 to this value. 70, and I think I just searched for like result code for this function. Yeah, I think it's this result that I search for to find it. Yep, this is the function. This is 17C 150. So I add 0x100 here. This becomes 17C 250. So checking this. 1A7 D25 should be the first patch. Yep. 1A7 F25 should be the second. Yep. And 17C 150 should be the next. Yep. Okay, so that is the non-XFAT stuff done. Seven, 4, 4. Maybe 3, 8, 4, 4. That makes sense. One 87 B70. Okay, looks like the difference between XFAT and non-XFAT is about 0x COO-ish. It's roughly C1000. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, what next? Key generation gets added to the Xsphere in libraries. That makes sense. Bootloader version gets incremented in Xsphere package 2. Increment the target firmware. Source fuse. Does anyone know offhand whether this update burned a fuse? I'm assuming it did, and I'm going to put this in here, but they didn't burn one in 18.0.0. So who can say? Hello. It's going good. I'm actually writing code now. I'm just doing the like very basic enum fixes right now. Okay, it did burn a fuse. Great. Okay, glad that my intuition is right there. I put it in there, right? Yeah, okay, I did. Perfect. Papers. This API version. 19.0, 20.0. I need to add the target firmwares. 1901 exists. I wonder why 18.0 didn't burn one. I wonder too. I was very surprised because I changed the code assuming it did, and then that was wrong and people complained at me. So I'm not actually sure. Oh, 1 20.00. Okay, and then I also, I think, need to, where is some stratosphere, include stratosphere, HOS version. One 20. Okay, let's check that XFAT builds. It might take a minute here, but I think that will be the basic, key data update. Or at least it should be. Also, it's crazy to me that people don't know how to dump keys by themselves, right? Because the idea that anyone is waiting on me to do stuff is insane to me. Oh, I love the smell of compiling atmosphere programs in the morning. Switch community in shambles after Nintendo Ninjas get me. Very funny. I'm not too worried. I've been doing this a very, very long time. Very, very long time. I've been doing this for so many years at this point. Someone out there saying Nintendo added the all-new free money button for Switch 2 in their data mine. Funny. Good meme. Very good meme. Okay, XFAT built. I'll check Fuse. Nice. Okay, I'm going to call that then. Let's get this. Interesting that got fucked up in boot key data. I definitely didn't intend that. This is why we check this. Right, because I bet my terminal is fucked there. New key data. This looks sane. This looks sane. God, I love sane code. Right, I forgot that I uncopy pasted that. It's gonna work, probably. Okay. That's funny. Yeah, who fucking knows, man? I put that via a Python script, so who can say, you know, what it is or is not doing there. Okay, let's close all this stuff. Let me see here. If I go to my merged pull requests, look at this. Okay, I did that. I did ERPT, but I'm gonna do ERPT later. Yeah, okay, let's update MEMC. Why not? Fuck it. Fuck it, we ball. Before you forget, the reason why you're up early is that you're going to go watch the Minecraft movie later today. Based? Chicken jockey? Good. Okay. God, the Minecraft movie is such a meme. I really enjoyed it. Chicken jockey. God, what a good meme. I took a friend with me to the midnight premiere of the Minecraft movie, and I also took my wife, and like I walked up to the concession stand when I entered the theater, and I was like, "Hey, do you have any Minecraft movie swag?" And the guy was like, "Yeah, absolutely." So I, on the spot, paid $50 for a Minecraft movie popcorn bucket that looks like a redstone block, and a wolf plushie, and a Minecraft movie like drink that has a little creeper thing on top of it. But what was interesting is because I went to the midnight premiere for my theater, and there were no kids at my showing, right? It was just adults, and the memes about like throwing popcorn when they say chicken jockey hadn't come up yet, so it was like super muted. No one said anything. It was a totally normal movie showing. What the hopper? Did you watch Skippity Toilet? Alula, I have seen every episode of Skippity Toilet. I am a Skippity Toilet super fan. Of course I have. What hopper says, what's the worst brain rot you've had to watch? If not me seeing every episode of Skippity Toilet, I have seen the Emoji Movie 31 times. Which is probably the winner for you know, worst brain rot. Yeah, Regishu, the theater offered like a choice of so many different buckets, and like there was a redstone block one, there was a TNT block one, there was a grass block one, and I chose the redstone block. Because back when I actually played Minecraft, which was many years ago, I did a lot of fancy redstone stuff. Block Builder gets it. It's absolutely about committing to the bit. I'm a big believer in committing really hard to the bit. According to my lawyer yells, evidence hockey. Okay, that's good. I appreciate that. Good content, Ed. Great content. Overcommitting the bit is bad. It absolutely is. I want everyone who's watching this to know I have dabbed over 5 times today, and 2 of them I said Emoji Movie out loud while dabbing. In fact, you can't see me right now because I don't have a camera, but Emoji Movie. I just dabbed. Okay, let's pay attention to this. You guys need to understand that I am a meme lord. I love meming. I love memes. I love shit posting. Yeah, Yeah, no, I'm a shit poster, through and through. I pay for 4chan Premium. I have like the 4chan pass that you pay money for because I love shitposting on 4chan so much. Okay, and now I get the fun of doing the update stuff again. So this is all 19 that I'm turning into 20. So let's get 19 and 20 open. Speaking of me movies, have you gone to a showing of The Room and thrown spoons? I have not. I have seen Rocky Horror Picture a lot, and I've taken part as like an actor in a Rocky Horror Picture Show production, but I have not gone to a theater for The Room in particular. Okay, that's the first offset. It's this GC getter. I forget, do I use these raw? I think I do. Okay. And why is this complaining? Dude asks, how did it feel when Fortune died? I was sad. I lost a lot of shitposting for a little while there. But it's fine. The shitposting came back. Fortune's back up. So, we're super good. We're super chilling. Let me fix the abort here. Sandy cosplay. Let's do the 300-second post timer. Dude, not having a post timer and not having to do captchas is awesome. I fucking love 4chan Premium. I mean, granted, I'm psychotic, but yeah, no, 4chan Premium's awesome. Okay, so I think I do need to offset this then. It's gonna be B100. Oh yeah, I bet it is. Yep. Okay. What's going on here? Another. Yeah. Okay. 4chan Premium lets you post without a cooldown, or well, it's a shorter cooldown at least. And I don't have to do captchas. And also I can post while using a VPN, which is nice. Because they block VPN IP addresses normally. Yeah, this is the one. Okay. Right, okay. Okay, if I go here, 191.970. What am I doing wrong here? Should it be A70? Okay, I guess I don't offset them, actually. Because this is definitely read. Did I just miss up the accessor before? And when it reaches the counter because no IPs. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, okay. So I guess I should find this one, actually. Because this will give me the getters here. I think the easy way to do this is to search for move, the bytes for move 1 and 2, delete 5, because that's pretty unique. No, that's not what I'm looking for. 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 Okay, perhaps I should skip over here. God, what am I actually looking for? To branch the X6. Is there no easier way to find this? There must be. Maybe search these. Oh, there we go. Okay. There we go. Okay, so this is read. It's 1A3C20. And then I go in here and I'm gonna need to fix up this because this is not gonna know this is no return. Okay. And why does this not know it's no return? Alright, probably because of this. Stapler hacks. You guys crack me up. Ah, fuck. Okay. Windows, reset desktop. Okay. This is read is 1A3C20. And then I go in here and 1N5C100 becomes 1A7BDTBO. 1AA130 places F80. And 1963BO is replaced by 1A8560. And then I think I can do this. A70, yeah, because it'll be the one after that. Yes, this is right. Okay. So that's that. Now let's do these. I should actually do the open and close while I'm at it, because they're the same shit. I think it's 30 and 50 here, so it'll be the third and fourth ones. Calls 32, yep. 30. This gets this. Gets this. Just update compared to previous ones. I think this, as far as I can tell, this is a pretty normal sized, you know, major update. It's similar in size, I think, to 19 or 18. Okay, now let's go to RTLD. 27.5FO. Yeah, figured. Okay, compare W8 to 3. It's a good thing to search. So this seems like the check that I care about, isn't it? No, it is not. Wait, is there just an extra check here? Interesting. Did they change how this works? They must have. Let me see. Well, not the end of the world. Probably it'll still work if I patch the same thing. The problem is I don't even know what this patch does. I have no idea what this RTLD hook is doing. What does this do? Source. Oh. ILT. Inject hook relative. Fully offset to the destination. Hook function, inject offset, inject destination. What are we even doing though? We're just making it always jump there? Oh, right, probably because we've already processed the relocations or some shit, and so we want to prevent it from doing them a second time. Okay. So what do we actually patch here? So when it is 3, so we patch it to always jump to this case where it doesn't do the work. So I think I just want to do the same deal where I patch it to always do this. So from here to there. So it's going to be at 2B594. And it's jumping to 2B548 minus this. Okay, so this is how I do math, is I Google my math. It works. Don't criticize. 0x4C. Okay. Have you ever used the old Win 7 calculator? I have not, actually. Oh, also, Dude Sky, I missed, do you have it to do anything special to guarantee it works in the previous versions? You just leave the code in for them. I don't really have to do anything special to make sure it works in the previous versions. Because when I'm adding my new stuff, I'm generally aware of what I need to do to make sure old stuff doesn't break. I mean, I do have to like make sure that whatever changes I make preserve compatibility, but I'm very practiced at that, so that's fine. Okay, what does this even do? Oh, right, this is lock mutex. Right, and the easy way to find this is this. Okay, here is lock mutex at a 19CD80. And unlock mutex is always the function immediately after at 19CD0. And I can check it just to be safe, but it's always the function immediately after. Yeah, okay. I already did these, and so now I need to update these global variables. So let's go ahead and find this. 0x7000B. There's definitely a better way to do this. And then this is game card, which I don't care about. So 600, we do care about, actually. 600 we care about. And this goes in here. Huh, where does this stuff actually get written this time? Is this not what I'm thinking? Oh, right here, okay. This is what I'm looking for. Okay. Where is all this good stuff? Okay, active partition is FTC BAO here. So let's find FFOD30. And the NAND mutex, FTC B60, is right here. FFO, CFO. We need to find the SD mutex and the dash handle. The SD mutex, I think I just keep doing this. Yeah, this will be SD. Be here maybe? What am I missing here? Actually, look at this. If I look at FE1408, where does that get modified? Lovely. God, how the fuck did I find this originally? You're in FS19. I know I'm in FS19. I'm doing this because I'm trying to find the SD mutex in FS19 so that I can figure out how to find it in FS20. I switched back to FS19 intentionally. I will admit that I don't actually really understand what's going on here because I would expect this to be initialized by the like SD setup function. I'm not sure why it's not. I guess what I can do is I can go back here, right? Because this sets up NAND. Right, because they made this lazily initialized, didn't they? And this is like the mutex in it, and I can just XFAT that. EP60, E720. Eight. Later, Jitskyer. Oh, was this one of those things where it gets initialized dynamically at a dynamic offset? It must be. That's annoying. What's happening here? Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So it's this, and it's 268 plus this. So let's check that. FE1408, which matches. Okay, so now let's do that for 20. It's going to be FF51AO plus 0x268. FF5408. Perfect. So that's that. Okay. And then for the device address space handle, I find it easiest to just find the device address space SVC, but I also don't remember which SVC that is. So here I go doing this again. SVC 57, okay. Is this right? Which function is this? Right, because this is where we like actually initialize it, and FC1908, yeah, it gets passed in there. And this branch is here, which should be a function. And yeah, SVC 57, okay. It's all coming together. It is all coming together. So here is the device address space handle. And then a bunch of locations, but it's when it gets called with 1 in the middle of a function. I think this is right. Let's see. Case 2, and it logs. Yeah, okay. So this is right here. 260C4, and now it is 289F4. And then we just search for Nintendo for the rest. Yep. 6DB14. It's in register 3. This is 7C1EC. This is 84A08. This is 9AE48. Okay, that should be updated 20.0.0 offsets for MUMC. And now I need to do it for the XFAT firmware. Okay, so the nice thing about MEMC is that when I have to do this for the second time for XFAT, it's way simpler because the offsets will basically all just be a static amount. And so one of the nice things that I can do here, let me make this window not so big. So I can find the accessors the same way that I found them initially. How did I find that initially? I guess I like grepped for that. Yeah, I did. Okay. Okay, there we go. We're back here. Let me fix up this again. Need to fix this again. And I did that again. Okay, lovely. Okay. So read is a 1AF540 instead of this, which is an offset of a, well, let me just find it out. A3C20. Yep. So for what's really nice is that I get to kind of just check things for XFAT because they are almost always this is just almost always correct. Although I get to actually just copy this instead, I think. Let me just double check that that's the right order for these. So DBO, 1AA 130, 1AA 560, yeah, okay. And this one is usually the same. Oh, I forgot about this one entirely, actually. Whoops, I totally forgot that. I will have to figure that out in a moment here. Whoops, totally forgot that in 20.0.0. But yep, same deal. Okay, so that can stay the same. I need to fix this in 20.0.0 first. Okay, so let's go to 19. Right, because this is the function that returns ACO. And so what I do to update this one, right, it calls plus 0x72 and checks. So let's go ahead and do that. Nope. There we go. 1C6, 150. Now I should just be able to do some math. So 1.0. Yep, that's correct. Let's do the same thing for lock and unlock. The XFAT part of updating MEMC is really nice. Hello, Pearl8520. Yep, that's correct. DC Nick says, why are you working with no function renames? Yeah, that's a good question. It's because function renames would be a waste of time for me right now. Right, like, my goal is just to update MEMC, and then I'm going to trash these IDVs. So I don't need to use function names, so I'm not going to. Right, I mean, it's just the simple logic that, like, it would take me time to name functions, and I don't need to name functions to update MEMC, so I'm not going to. Especially because I don't actually do very much FS diffing, so it's kind of just not necessary. Did stream restart? Oh yeah, Laser. I disconnected for a short period of time, and I think that probably reset the stream timer. Carmine says no idea what's going on, but good shit, brother. Thank you. I am updating Atmosphere for 20.0.0 support. Jeez, I don't like these parts. Okay, if I go here, is this the right stuff? It is perfect. And then I look here, and this is FDFB08. FDFB08. Okay, and so now I get to place the bet that if I add 0x D1000 to all of these, they're just right. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Interesting. Okay. Don't worry, I am actually gonna check these, but this is just saving myself a little time. Okay. Let's Any already on how custom firmware people work for the Switch 2? No, sorry. The Switch 2 that's not happened for a while. 1000 1D30. Oh, okay. I did add this wrong then. Good thing I'm checking. And then and mutex is here. CFO. Did I do that math wrong? Oh, whatever. That's definitely correct, though. FDFB08. Yeah, okay. Let's get back to where I was. D30. Okay, and the SD mutex, I'm gonna have to do this shit again. This one 6AO 61AO plus OX268. Okay. Interesting. I wonder what's causing the like extra 4,000 bytes there offset. Well, no idea. Okay, let's fix it with the Nintendo pads. B14, that's the same. 70E12, that's the same. 84A08, yep. 9848. Okay. I think that should be an updated MEMC. Obviously, it's not tested or whatever, but that's fine. Angelus Kuhn says, should I install Atmosphere on my Pokemon Switch OLED and sell my brand new custom firmware white OLED to save money for Switch 2, or should I wait? I don't know, man. I don't think I can give real advice because I don't really expect the Switch 2 to get hacked in any, reasonable foreseeable timeline. So. Okay. I pre-ordered 3 Switch 2s, so, you know, make up your own mind. Let me just check that my MEMC update looks correct-ish. Take that, do that. Yep, yep. Yeah, I understand. I am blessed with not really having to worry about such earthly concerns as finances, since I am in contract law and make a lot of money, and I'm also independently wealthy. But yeah, I get it. Okay, and that is MEMC done. And then, yeah, I usually do the kernel next. Okay. How do I want to handle the kernel here? So, let's talk kernel. Here is the shit that I need to do. I need to implement all of this crap. Colonel Sanders. Nice. The problem is that I don't want to start the kernel and then not finish it. Like, if I'm going to do the kernel, I want to just do the whole kernel in one sitting. And so do I want to do this tonight or not? Well, it's just a question of, like, do I think I'm going to be programming for an hour doing this? Do I think it's going to take 2 hours, or do I think it's going to take 3 hours? Blockbuilder says, curious to know if you work off of your notes or from diffs directly. I work off my notes with a copy of IDA next to me. You will get to watch me do this at some point, either tonight or tomorrow night. And when I do this, I will have this open as like a to-do, and I will check off items and be like cross-referencing with IDA as I do them. Angela says, a donation can motivate you? No, sorry, I don't accept donations of any kind. I do this for free. It's love for me. I don't accept monetary compensation for this in any way. Drakex says, so something how to do this when you get good at this stuff. I know it takes time, but where would you start? That's a really good question. I mean, I started by doing Pokemon ROM hacking, and then I transitioned from that to like system module reverse engineering on the 3DS because I needed some more assembly because I wanted to make like an SSL patch. And then I went from that to reverse engineering, and then I went from that to exploitation, and then I went from that into Switch system module reversing. I mean, I would say the first thing to do is probably to play microcorruption, which is like an online kind of CTF crack me using an MSP 430 processor. But it's hard to say. This is such a specific thing to get good at, and the only thing you can really do is throw yourself at things that you find interesting. Like, the best advice I can find you is find something that's easy and interesting and throw yourself at it, and just keep doing that with incrementally more difficult things. But that's obviously easier said than done. Okay, what were my IPC differences that I need to do? Because I had that open too. Okay, I'm going to need to do ERPT stuff. I'm going to need to do NCM stuff. Oh, well, as far as I know, all processors are kernel dependent, so if kernel's big, then everything's buggy. Yeah, their kernel doesn't actually have any bugs. I mean, the Nintendo Switch kernel, as far as I know, has no security bugs. It's incredibly secure. I mean, I guess there's minimal bugs, like the one that I mentioned they fixed in this update, but they're not security bugs. Right, like, which one was it? It's this. The checks were bugged. Yeah, I mean, this just made this not work. Their code was incorrect, but it wasn't a security issue. Like, all their security... I do not know of any security bugs in their kernel. Yeah, I mean, the kernel update is going to be less intense than that, but it's still going to be a bunch of work. So... Alula asks, how many functions does the kernel have? Good question. It's like 1,500-ish, but most of them are stubs. Yeah, so 1517, but about a third of them are like auto-generated stubs, right? Like this just translates the ABI from user space to the kernel. So I would say it's probably about 700 or 800 actual functions. Thank you, Mr. Mega Man. Justin says kernel controls everything, CPU frequency. So it actually doesn't. On the Switch, right, like CPU frequency is controlled by a user space driver. And so are temperatures, etc. That's not done by the kernel on the Switch. Yeah, it is small enough to actually audit and get everything right, and as far as I know, they have done that. And they also one of their like memory states for debug kernel is coverage. So I think they're literally doing code coverage techniques for the kernel. So yeah, that's I mean, as far as I know, their kernel is like very, very secure. Okay. Oh wait, shit! I do need to do an S, don't I? Because fuck me. I need to figure out an S before I can update Atmosphere, right? Because we man in the middle the document interfaces. Fuck me. Well, that's gonna be a tomorrow thing. I think my inclination is to see if there's anything that I can do in the next like 30 minutes or hour and do that, and otherwise call it soon, and then do the kernel in one big sweep tomorrow. Because I want to stream all my work on this, and yes, I need to fix the NS stuff, which I'll probably do offline for processing the IPC changes. I need to do this, which I'll do the reverse engineering for this on stream, just whatever. But I think in terms of like instantaneous stuff to do, oh man, kernel stuff. Okay. I mean, I can do the USB patches. That's trivial. But besides that, it's all stuff that I would kind of rather do in one chunk, because I get into kind of a flow state when I'm working on the kernel, and it is very much my inclination to take advantage of the kind of flow state that I get in there. I might call it in a couple of minutes. Get a good night's sleep, finish work early tomorrow, and then just do the kernel in one pass for implementing all of this. That feels like it might make sense to me. I guess I'll do the loader patches, because that's easy. I guess what are some of the best free resources for learning reverse engineering? Dude, I have no idea, actually, right? Because my problem with these kinds of questions is that I learned by doing, right? I have never read any books on reverse engineering. I've never used any real free resources. I just threw myself at projects. I did Pokemon data mining just kind of by throwing myself at it. Okay, let's get USB open for... Where is it? It should be 6, yeah, okay. For 9 and 19 and 20. So are you doing this because it's an idea, or you said an interesting career? This is just all because of love of Pokemon data mining. This is separate from my like job and career. This is just my hobby. Okay. Let me see. Which file is this? This is a loader, embedded USB patches. Sphere, stratosphere, loader, source, loader, embedded USB patches. Bro, what are you doing daily? I'm in contract law. Okay. list. I want to make an RTTI runtime. That's cool. That would be very, very cool. It's a really cool idea. Okay, got that in. Then let's see here. This is 19 and this is 20. Right, I forget that I just get to grep for USB 3.0. Huh, is that not present? Or did I like forget to actually update my search parameter? Yeah, okay. First one is here. 7010. Okay. That should be that, I think. I mean, the loader patches are always very straightforward. Okay, yeah, I think it's going to be, the remaining tasks are basically going to be the kernel and ERPT and NCM, and then I'm going to check NS also. Goombas in a stack. How long is it taking in the patch sheet for customer to get updated on new patches? I was going to have my switch this weekend, but 2020 I was throwing my plans off. Usually it's a couple of days. I spend a lot of time in it, and I'm relatively efficient. So... it shouldn't be more than a couple days. I mean, I'm going to be streaming all of it, so yeah, I need to implement the kernel changes. I need to implement this stuff, and there's probably a couple other miscellaneous things. Yeah. Okay. Open changes. Coding at work on this is being streamed on Twitch. That's done. That's done. Changes for these? I don't think so. ERPT. M. And a link to your Twitch. That's probably a good idea. Is it just twitch.tv/slidersm? Probably, right? God, I love watching my own stream. Awesome. I think I want to do this. Into needed, updated. Can't check this. Can't do that. Push release. Behemoth. Behemoth is doing this one. Okay. I think this is a fine issue. Support. here. Work is being done on the revenue support branch. Seb's still in README. Is it really? Atmosphere, README. Is it? Oh, yeah. Huh. Yeah, I'll remove that at some point. But, okay. I think the plan is going to be to get a good night's sleep. I'll do my job tomorrow, and then I'll show up probably around 5 or 6 p.m. Pacific time. And I will knock out all of this kernel stuff. And when I do that, I will move on to the NCM and error report stuff. And that should hopefully be relatively straightforward. During the day tomorrow, maybe, not on stream, I'll update this fucking IPC script, because I don't want to slam my head against the wall on stream with that. And then we'll see whether or not I need to do anything for NS for Hemisphere, Man in the Middle. I have a Discord message from 2021 where you said you're going to set from README eventually. Classic. Okay, fine. Fine. Okay, there you go. Yeah, okay. Plan. Start streaming again tomorrow at 5 or 6 PDT. Probably 5? Yeah, let's do 5. And then, there. Implement all the kernel changes. Implement NCM changes. Implement EFT changes. Okay, I think this makes a lot of sense to me. And I think that once this stuff is done, I should be ready to start testing whether or not I can boot the firmware. So yeah, I think that is the plan, and hopefully this is not, you know, a crazy amount of work for me, and hopefully we start actually testing running the stuff on device tomorrow. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Does anyone have anything they want to ask before I call it for the night? Lettuce Dog asks, how do you get the master key sources? I have a script that does that, actually. Like, I literally, you can see me run that script earlier in the VOD when I post on YouTube. I literally just run a script for that. Laser says, when you move on to actually good console. The Switch is a good console. I love the Switch. It has been a phenomenal console. DCNix says, what was sept? So in 7.0.0, they like moved key generation to the TSEC processor, and we had a private TSEC exploit that wasn't released, and we didn't want to release a TSEC exploit, so I wrote a custom firmware that used keys that I had from the TSEC exploit that I signed myself to do key derivation. And this generated keys and showed a logo, and only I could sign it. And this solved the problem of how do we get the keys without releasing a tsec exploit, is I just signed something. So yeah. The Fleep says, what do you do for work? I'm in contract law. Okay. Is there anything else? Miku says, GG immediately on getting started. Okay. This has been a lot of fun. But I'm going to call it, and I'm looking forward to doing more of this work tomorrow. I think it's going to be a lot of fun to actually implement the kernel changes. This looks like a nice and easy change set for me. There's nothing in here that's going to like kill me or be particularly difficult. 19 had the page table rewrite, which was horrific to do, and all of this is much simpler in comparison. But yeah, okay. I hope you all enjoyed, and have a good night. I'll be back tomorrow at probably 5 p.m. Pacific, but if I don't show up at 5, I'll be on at 6. Have a good one, everyone.